Alright, and I'm looking forward to casting this one for you here today. We got Teutonic Fortress back into the Higgity Dang house. He hasn't played for a long period of time, but he is here to play and he is here to stay. I love the Teutonic Fortress Teuton that I post in all the videos. I know that a lot of you can relate to this type of strategy. It's how I used to play when I first got AoE 2 20 years ago, making a huge Sim City like fortress to then just counter all of your units' compositions in post Imperial Age. How does he manage to get to post Imperial Age at 1064, 63 ELO? Well, the first thing that you got to know is that he plays very, very defensively. He's probably going to drop a tower on his wood line, and he's probably going to drop a tower on the stone mine that he opts for. There's a stone over here, and there's a stone over here. It's a very particular style of play as well. He likes to conserve his herdables to the best of his ability, and he always lures the boars with his scout. That is just a thing that he does. Okay, so he found his boar over here, and doink, doink, 2 hits, and now he's just gonna run it around. And if it's up to Teutonic Fortress, wow, almost losing that scout there to the boar, he will actually heal up this scout in the castle that he constructs in Castle Age. And he has just such a beautiful Sim City like build, getting to the ultimate composition. Small walls all over the place, and I think a tower here and a tower here is probably what he's going to opt for. Very wholesome individual. Good luck. Have fun. He says this every single game. He doesn't have any shame in that. Once again, getting the most out of all of his resources. Might not be the best player, but he wants to optimize, which is interesting because once he gets to Castle Age, that kind of goes out of the window to a certain extent because he's just going to drop TCs on all of his resources, not caring too much about collection efficiencies. There's not going to be additional lumber camps. There's not going to be additional mining camps. There's just going to be TC, 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 TC. Do you want to see me? I got a TC. And then depending on what his opponent goes for, he will actually opt for either a mangonel defense, if they go archers, if they go for, say, scouts and stuff like that, he's just going to hide in his TCs. Talking about scouts, I see a whole bunch of scouts coming down. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. I'll be married long time ago. You come from? Where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. 0-0 KD overall right now. Those watchtowers are really, really good for Teutons, as Teutons can drop a total of 10 villagers into a tower, no problem. And he is just going to make Yellow's life difficult as he's dropping down his patented Teutonic Fortress TCs. I'm a little bit surprised that Yellow didn't just opt to run those scouters home, as knights could have been on the horizon for Teutonic Fortress. And this is what I was talking about before. He does not care about maximum efficiency. He just cares about the safety of these TCs. Let's see how he's doing on overall stone count. Okay, I was going to say, I feel like he has very, very little stone, but that's just because he dropped that castle down already. He's not in a huge rush. He is going to be constructing that castle at his leisure. I think he's finally put waypoints because I saw a bunch of them idle, deciding not to use this woodline or stone mine anymore as they are already out. This man always ends up getting house, so I'm happy to see that he has learned from previous mistakes. Put the scout in. Just do it. Put the scout in the castle. Looks like his opponent is opting for camel riders, which is really, really favorable. Camel riders absolutely die to Castle Fire, first of all, and Second of all, he doesn't even have knights, so they're a terrible raiding unit. Getting all the upgrades on it, that's nice. Outposts have been dropped all over the place. Here come the camels, little darling. It's alright. And they're getting shot to absolute poop lord. Yeah, like I said, not the best rating unit. Just has to make sure that he's garrisoning the buildings, otherwise he will lose some. Look at how many TCs this man has already. Let's double click these TCs. 7 and counting. Surely amounting 20 to 6. Significantly more villagers than his opponent. His opponent is on a 3 TC boom. Teutonic Fortress is on a 7 TC boom. And with Teutons, you can really boomins, as their farms only cost 40 wood a pop. I love how he always brings in these relics. I've seen this man win on islands with 2 relics before. Actually, one of my favorite things about Teutonic Fortress is the character that we have going along with Teutonic Fortress, which is the Teutonic Fortress Knight. It's a buddy of mine, actually, shirtless, and then the Teutonic helmet over there. I'll be sure to add it in the thumbnail for you guys. And now he's going to go up and get his ultimate composition popping. I would not be surprised to see some Teutonic Knighters, some Treb pockets. Look at this, the consumption. Oh, hand cannoneers. Teutonic Fortress is very well known for the Teutonic square formation, in which he puts monks in the middle, surrounded by hand cannoneers, surrounded by Teutonic knights. Also, he's getting a lot more relics than maybe he is supposed to. Let's take a quick look at the scouting overall. Has not scouted a whole bunch of his enemy's base yet. Enemy also going for relics has 2. Teutonic Fortress has 3. That bodes well for him. Oh, that's the first mining camp that we've seen him construct in quite some time. I think that he's opting for a mining camp because the terrain is so hilly over here. So where could he place that TC? Like 5 tiles away? That's not great. Crenellations coming in, getting the padded armor. He's getting masonry to make his buildings a little bit stronger. Would not be surprised to see architecture. Elite cataphract coming in. Ooh, elite cataphract is kind of spicy. Petards! This is a new thing that he's been doing, is just getting a whole bunch of petards for when they do come and smash down these castles, or if they try and make a castle near him, he's just going to ungarrison these petards and blow up the foundation. It's just really funny to see how Teutonic Fortress has developed over time. And Teutonic Fortress games, they can be timely. I've seen a couple of Teutonic Fortress games going like several hours on end. There is the hand cannoneers. There was one really funny one where Teutonic Fortress was playing Fortress actually, and his opponent was Portuguese, and it was like a 3-hour game, and at the end of it he's like, oh, I gotta go pick up my sister, and his opponent is like, oh well, I'm gonna keep playing, and he's like, oh, could you pause for like 15-20 minutes, Teutonic Fortress said, and he was actually still wanting to play that game, and his opponent's like, no man, I'm in uni right now, I don't want to keep playing, I just want to beat you. It's kind of funny. I don't know, it's just kind of funny how wholesome and innocent this man is. This is so inefficient, these lumberjacks, but hey, you can't hate it too much. Just a lumber camp, man. A lumber camp would be this woman over here. Hey, you gotta do your job, and when you do your job, you gotta do it well. Scouting out with the camels are going to get shot to... Oh, the bell. The bell of doom. Everybody back to work. That's a lot of hand cannoneers, more than he normally goes for. I think it's more than he actually requires with the Teutonic Fortress formation. Both players very content in booming, and these villagers are now going to get wiperoni. That castle is going to get wiperoni. That castle not super essential, though, considering... there's no more resources around there. I guess he really would have liked to have had that stone. Here come the hand cannoneers. I think hand cannoneers are going to do relatively well against cataphracts as they have so much damage output. Ooh, look, oh my goodness gracious. What a huge hit on those cataphracts, luring them back, and then here come the onagers, little darling. Gotta be very careful not to smush your own hand cannoneers. Should actually push forward to get rid of those trebers. Could get some of his own trebs out to deal with this. That's a huge ball of hand cannoneers. Once you have a really massive ball of hand cannoneers, it is very difficult to deal with. I think yellow should actually try and opt for skirms just to try and counter some of this, but then you have the onagers behind. I mean, it's tough. I'm gonna run into this castle. Oh no, 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 oh no. That is a huge throw. Every single onager bites the dust, and you would like to keep those around. Did secure that stone pile though. Slow and steady does win the race. I think you just kind of engage here. I don't think you gotta keep running. I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. If he does get underneath the castle though, that's even nicer. Yeah, okay. Does opt for the castle in support. We're going to be very short to run out of gold. However, Teutonic Fortress still has 6k in the bank. His opponent on 4k and 9 still on gold. Remember that Teutonic Fortress does have the relic advantage. And here come the trebers. Is he going to use the petards right now? No, he's simply going to opt to repair. They're going to be taken out by the hand cannoneers. Pretty dang skippity. These are units that yellow could potentially not replace. Should quickly just shoot all of them. One more. Keep it up. There he goes. Now run back to the castle. Run back to the onagers. Boom! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! Those shots were delicious. Look at how much work this fortress has done so far. I know, maybe I should have slowed down for some of this and yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. I'm actually going to heal up. What? The petards? No, don't go for petards. Okay, that's a good petard hit. Oh! And these are just gonna blow up. Really pushing is yellow over here, but this is just such a great defensive spot for him to be in. I think he needs to ungarrison those hand cannoneers. Obviously you can garrison more into the castles as well. Ungarrison. I didn't even see that he was constructing a castle on the bottom. I probably should have done a better job looking at that. Pop, 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 pop. That looks like it's going to stay up. And that castle is going to go down. Is this castle going to go down in the middle? No, it does not. Wow. That castle surviving on like 200 HP is huge. He just needs to hold. He needs more military units, if I'm being honest. Only 25 hand cannoneers. That scout's still chilling in the middle. What a flippin' riddle. This is where you want to be using the petards to clear this up. Actually, could just use these trebs to clear it up. And also needs to deal with these riggedy rams. Not many resources are being collected from either player. Does he not know about this castle over here? He must know. Okay, he does know. And he is firing upon that. I think if he fired a little bit earlier, that would have been really great for him. What's he opting for now? What's the next in the line of ultimate compositions over here? This castle could really easily be taken down. I love how Teutonic Fortress is always in this small little corner. His pop count is definitely not looking in the favor. Needs to be producing way more units. Back up against the wall. Teutonic Knights are going to be the choice. I think that's actually a great decision, because what can yellow make to take out Teutonic Knights? Halbs absolutely get murdered by Teutonic Knights. Hussar get murdered by Teutonic Knights. I guess. Oh my goodness, that Halb. And his hand cannoneers actually countered the Teutonic Knights as well. Look at these boys just doing work over here. Huzzah! Just get more Teutonic Knights out, I think, is the play. Only has 9 of them at the moment. Maybe worried for Cataphracts, but his opponent can't really afford Cataphracts. Going for long swords, that does not seem to be the play, in my opinion. Even a knight mixed in there just for good measure. Yellow trying to run around and do some raiding. These villagers are going to have to run back to DTC. It's just the pop from Teutonic Fortress needs to be higher at this point. Going to opt to take down castle after castle after castle. Those are potentially not replaceable. And would really like to see him add a couple of monks in here. He normally does a better job keeping his composition alive. A lot of idle villagers. Ooh, needs to protect. Oh my god! Oh my! Holy moly! Holy freaking moly! And he just resigns after that. Oh my god! Holy bleep! That was epic. That was an epic way to end it. My goodness. 3 shots to send his opponent into a state of mental collapse. The overall population, not that much difference. But yellow is not going to have gold units for much longer. And Teutonic Fortress has tons of gold units still alive. 214 halves were produced, 84 hand cannoneers. I think you should have gone heavier on the Teutonic Knights. I would have really, really enjoyed that. 565 to 201. Look at that big old dipper at the end. 2 seconds earlier, this man had 42.28. The amount of resources collected, interestingly enough, even though Teutonic Fortress went for that mega boom right at the beginning of Castle, did not collect as many resources as his opponent. And with that, don't let your memes just be dreams. Keep on walking. Poop Lord out.